That a dream fades away in the morning is proverbial. It is indeed possible to recall it, for we know the dream, of course, only by recalling it after waking. But we very often believe that we remember it incompletely, that during the night there was more of it than we remember. We may observe how the memory of a dream which in the morning was still vivid fades in the course of the day, leaving only a few trifling remnants. We are often aware that we have been dreaming, but we do not know of what we have dreamed. And we are so well used to this fact, that the dream is liable to be forgotten, that we do not reject as absurd the possibility that we may have been dreaming even when, in the morning, we know nothing either of the content of the dream or of the fact that we have dreamed. On the other hand, it often happens that dreams manifest an extraordinary power of maintaining themselves in the memory. I have had occasion to analyze with my patients dreams which occurred to them 25 years or more previously, and I can remember a dream of my own which is divided from the present day by at least 37 years, and yet has lost nothing of its freshness in my memory. All this is very remarkable, and for the present incomprehensible. The forgetting of dreams is treated in the most detailed manner by Strumpel. This forgetting is evidently a complex phenomenon, for Strumpel attributes it not to a single cause, but to quite a number of causes. In the first place, all those factors which induce forgetfulness in the waking state determine also the forgetting of dreams. In the waking state, we commonly very soon forget a great many sensations and perceptions because they are too slight to remember, and because they are charged with only a slight amount of emotional feeling. This is true also of many dream images. They are forgotten because they are too weak, while the stronger images in their neighborhood are remembered. However, the factor of intensity is in itself not the only determinant of the preservation of dream images. Strumpel, as well as other authors, Corkins, admits that dream images are often rapidly forgotten, although they are known to have been vivid, whereas among those that are retained in the memory, there are many that are very shadowy and unmeaning. Besides, in the waking state one is wont to forget rather easily things that have happened only once, and to remember more readily things which occur repeatedly. But most dream images are unique experiences, and this peculiarity would contribute towards the forgetting of all dreams equally. Of much greater significance is a third cause of forgetting. In order that feelings, representations, ideas, and the like should attain a certain degree of memorability, it is important that they should not remain isolated, but that they should enter into connections and associations of an appropriate nature. If the words of a verse of poetry are taken and mixed together, it will be very difficult to remember them. Properly placed in a significant sequence, one word helps another, and the whole, making sense, remains and is easily and lastingly fixed in the memory. Contradictions, as a rule, are retained with just as much difficulty and just as rarely as things that are confused and disorderly. Now, dreams in most cases lack sense and order. Dream compositions, by their very nature, are insusceptible of being remembered, and they are forgotten because, as a rule, they fall to pieces the very next moment. To be sure, these conclusions are not entirely consistent with Raderstock's observation that we most readily retain just those dreams which are most peculiar. According to Strumpel, other factors deriving from the relation of the dream to the waking state are even more effective in causing us to forget our dreams. The forgetfulness of dreams manifested by the waking consciousness is evidently merely the counterpart of the fact already mentioned, namely, that the dream hardly ever takes over an orderly series of memories from the waking state, but only certain details of these memories, which it removes from the habitual psychic connections in which they are remembered in the waking state. The dream composition, therefore, has no place in the community of the psychic series which fill the mind. It lacks all mnemonic aids. In this manner, the dream structure rises, as it were, from the soil of our psychic life, and floats in psychic space like a cloud in the sky, quickly dispelled by the first breath of reawakening life. This situation is accentuated by the fact that on waking the attention is immediately besieged by the inrushing world of sensation, so that very few dream images are capable of withstanding its force. They fade away before the impressions of the new day like the stars before the light.